Okay, this topic certainly needs a part two. And in this section, I want to remind people that other people reserve the right to freedom of religion. Now, it's interesting how there are so many people that say they're against the Illuminati and against the New World Order and against the crimes of the Vatican. Yes, the Vatican. Topic that comes up a lot, rightfully so. What was the Vatican doing thousands of years ago? Oh, I know. They were oppressing people around the world, removing people from their own language, from their own spiritual knowledge and teachings, oppressing groups like the Gnostics, which talked about the archons, which may truly be behind this New World Order structure or reincarnated Roman Empire. How can there be so many people that are against these classical systems of control, which have been around for thousands of years, yet they will use tactics that even the Illuminati used to discredit people, to debunk people, to basically insinuate that people with certain spiritual views are witches, witches that need to be burned. We have a lot of people out there, oddly so, ironically so, that say that they're against religion. They're against the Bible. Not the evil empire that's used the Bible for wicked purposes. They're against the Bible itself and everyone that subscribes to a Christian understanding of what's going on. And those same people will use a Christian argument to attack people they call New Age, to then associate them with the New Age religion, the New World religion conspiracy, simply because they may have a different understanding of how things work. They may have a different understanding of the spirit of the sun. But yes, there's this great fear of the sun worshippers. We must have our crusade and wipe out those that have a different understanding of the planets, the moon, the stars, the sun, the wind, the earth itself, and its spirit. Look at how many that believe in the feminine energy of the earth, a mother earth. How they are labeled and put into the box of, oh, they're with the Agenda 21 folks. The system of control use words, they use things, they use all types of different verbiages to describe their control structure to get people to support it, like sustainable development. Well, does that mean that everyone that wants to be sustainable and self-sufficient, that they're some pro-Agenda 21 UN Kool-Aid drinking freak that wants to see the earth depopulated? That wants to see the earth terraformed to fight global warming, which is exactly what they're doing, not to fight global warming, but they're using that as an excuse to terraform the earth, all in the name of saving the earth. See, the systems of control manipulate us by pretending they're like us and that they share our values by using similar language, and symbols have power. So they'll have certain symbols that they'll use that somehow in our cellular memory we may remember and people identify with. And they look to these governments, they look to these misleaders for direction instead of looking for their own information. So things mean different things to different people. Just because the New World Order uses certain symbols, it doesn't mean that every single symbol that's being used is inherently evil. There's obviously a reason why not only they use certain symbols, but other groups use certain symbols because they believe it will bring them good luck. And there's lots of, beliefs that surround that lie in the secret mystery schools, which are no longer really secret anymore with the advent of the internet and all the information we have to see that symbols, words, even deities are used different ways by different people. The Bible as well. Some have used the Bible to control and manipulate. Some have used the Bible to say, hey folks, take a look at your world right now. You're looking over there for Satan, you need to look at your own friggin' government. Babylon is here. This is happening. So you have good Christians out there that are uh, signaling the alarm, that are making the right noise that they need to make, and we need to see more of that. So we're talking about the freedom to believe in spirit, in source, and when that happens, it comes under attack, as it has come under attack for thousands of years. And you're seeing people call others that are doing that Illuminati shills because they don't subscribe to the same belief system. They're not even sharing their own information. In fact, people are often saying this person's a shill because of this, and they send you a link, http www, somebody else's goddamn information that wasn't even yours to create. You can't even create your own argument against these so-called shills. You got to send me a link. Oh, the link's going to do it. You really think I'm that susceptible? What has to be said, what has to be contemplated if you're really looking for truth is if dark forces are actually working through you. If you're starting to see just darkness everywhere around you, it's because you surrounded yourself with it, because you've attracted it. And that's all that you're seeing. It's kind of like a police officer, you know? Everybody's a threat to Mr. Average Police Officer Average. There are minorities that don't necessarily, you know, the exceptions to the rule, that don't see everyone as a threat. But a lot of cops, you know, this hysteria. Show me your hands. Show me your fucking hands! I'm scared because I'm looking at the police blotter and there's just crime everywhere. Are we different than that? You're looking on your Facebook blotter. Negative, 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 negative. And then you look around and you start to see shill, 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 shill. And yet you think you know the whole truth, but we're still waiting to hear your presentation. What is your truth? What is your knowledge? Bear with me. Can you conceive of, in your mind, just imagine, or imagine someone else if you can't imagine yourself, in a situation where you accept people for being different, whether they look different, whether they speak differently, whether they walk differently, or have a different interpretation of what's going on? Can you conceive of a person that's able to accept the diversity of information or human beings that are out there on the planet? You know, sheeple, there's a big, you don't really hear me using this term a lot anymore. And it's so derogatory when people that say that they're awakened, when they still have a lot to awaken to, call others sheeple or trolls or shills. Like they've entered into their own realm where they know everything and they are all knowing. Yet if they were so all knowing and knew everything and had the proper discernment to call someone a shill, why would someone like that continue to listen to the supposed shill for information? And I've gotten weird answers. Oh, well, they're a hybrid. They're half shill, half truth. Well, a shill, on the definition, like you're working for the Illuminati, you're working for them. You're deliberately trying to mislead people by trying to, educate and present information that wasn't presented before. That's Illuminati, yeah. Then why keep listening to them? Maybe they're putting a spell on you. Whoa! Maybe they'll put a spell on you to where you never stop listening. Well, then it's time to seek psychiatric help. If you think you're in a situation where someone's hypnotizing you via the computer, I don't know about psychiatric help or pills. Probably getting out in nature would be the best help one could seek. Or just changing your environment, or just turn the computer off and going out and planting a garden. Jenna 21, conspiracy theory, sustainable development, plant a garden. I like McDonald's. I'm not trying to be mean here. And I know I'm not even all that funny. I'm just expressing myself and how ridiculous some of this is, but how it is indicative of a spiritual sickness. There's lots of information out there on this planet, and imagine, if you will, going back to that, taking the information that applies to you and leaving the rest. If it doesn't apply, leave it. There are people that are labeled pagans and Luciferian worshipers, by people that say they're awakened to something. They're labeling people this, that, because they feel a connection to the sun. They feel a connection to the moon. Oh, yes, the Illuminati are on the moon too. Yeah, well, there may be a moon base, but you know, it's all still up for evaluation. What's going on? And if there are extraterrestrials, which I believe there are at certain places on the planet that are sacred, does it make the land sacred? Maybe they're there for a reason because they're feeding off of that goddess energy. Oh, no, I'm Illuminati. I said goddess. I recognize the feminine. You see how warped things are? How even when you talk about the feminine and that energy and the earth itself, how that comes under attack, why don't we ask ourselves where these attacks are really coming from? Where these thoughts you may be having may be coming from? People can focus so much on the darkness that that's all they see. Sometimes that's all they become. In response, they become what they look at. They become the abyss. Imagine, if you will, a person that's able to take the truths that resonate with them. You might have a feeling of that light bulb going off your head, or a sense of intuition. This feels right. This feels like knowledge. This feels like an area I should look at. That was my experience in the year 2002, 2003, when I came across some of this information. The rest is history. I followed my gut, just as I've always done every step of the way. And it hasn't led me into danger, despite all those that don't believe in some of these concepts that deal with the spirit realm, that believe that we will be captured, that we will be murdered, that these things will happen, that they've already happened, and we're just waiting for it to happen because they've got the control and we're the slaves. And that's a tape that they want us, because conspiracy theory, like Jesse Ventura, it's all out in the open what they want you to look at, what they want you to be afraid of, what they want you to think about, what they want you to expect, what they want you to also insert back in the holographic reality. And then you look at Ventura and his attack on David Icke. And this also responds to a friend that posted on a Facebook contact that insinuated that I was a little misunderstood by posting David Icke's talk on the Archons. Even if you don't like David Icke and you've come up with the conclusion that he in fact is a 13-foot lizard with shape-shifting capabilities, even if you believe that, okay, he's talking about the Archons, which others are talking about, which is in the ancient text, which parallels the Quran's jinn, which parallels and is another definition or another way of defining the demons in the Bible. It's just more confirmation there's something going on, and it gives even more detail as to how they operate. And they operate, these dark forces, as I conclude here, by turning us against each other. Isn't it interesting to watch the dark force attack people, through their way of hijacking the mind, telling people, stay out of that, away from him, stay away from him, they're shills, everybody's a shill, the Illuminati has full control of everything. Who does that benefit, that type of energy frequency that you create with your words and the way that you're defining your reality and the way that you're judging other people and actually rejecting some of the spiritual concepts that will probably help you understand more about this system that in your heart, deep down, you want to know? Why do that? I know there's a lot of different people watching this YouTube channel. Some of you get this, but quite a few do not. And so I know that I'm speaking to a wide range of people. And again, this is not meant to be said to just one of you. This is meant to be received by hundreds of you. Some of you will take personal offense because maybe we've had an exchange or encounter and you've tried to convince me that everything's Illuminati. Everything and everyone except us. And you need to know that this is not about you. And if you are, stop thinking about yourself. You need to pull out of the dark space you're in and see that there are messages that need to be shared, for it's a time where these ideas have come that no archonic army or mind parasite fleet can stand down, because we are becoming aware of these things. And it's best that you start doing real research on your own and start going within, because you're very deluded by something if you think everything's shill and they have full control. You're lost. You're a lost soul, but your soul can be redeemed. I really hope that you take your own individual shift in consciousness seriously. Thank you all very much for watching this part 2. Take care.